Okay, so this is going to be my first vlog for everybody, so please try to remember this is my first one, but I feel this would be the most easiest way to update everybody with what's going on, because the last couple of months with our family have been, oh my goodness, crazy. So we'll start off with Matt. Matt's doing really good in therapies. They wanted to put him in to an intensive feeding program in Baylor. Well, it used to be Baylor, now it's Children's Miracle Network or Children's Network. But after talking with his therapist, his OT and his feeding therapist, we just don't know if that's going to work out for him, because if you push Matt, he will revert. He won't eat. He will just shut down. So that doesn't work. He has a new therapist that comes into the house, and she works with us with trying to work with Matt with getting transitions down, because he has a really hard time transitioning from like one activity to the other, or one time during the day to the other. This has been like ever so prevalent in his therapies, especially like OT. When he's doing his OT and it's time to end the session and clean up and get ready to go home, a lot of the time it ensues in Matt starting to cry, getting frustrated, not quite understanding what's going on. So we're working on that with him. He's doing really good with that. He is currently, I will weigh him tomorrow and post, but when we laid him last week, he was 29 pounds 6 ounces. We're still having trouble getting to that 30-pound mark. Usually about this time, when we get to this high, this close to the 30-pound mark, is when he starts to lose weight again. So we're hoping that he'll go over the 30-pound mark, and I think that's been our biggest thing. Once we get over the 30 pounds, I think we'll be doing really good. He is 39 inches tall, so his BMI is 12.3, and it's anything under 18 is considered underweight. So Matt is considered severely underweight. So that's something we're working on. We found some new things that work that he gets really excited about eating. And so I have another video on the homemade Lunchables that I make for him that I will be posting tonight along with this video. So, he's been doing really good. We're getting him kind of, I guess, started in the process for school to see if he's going to be able to go start this year, or if they're just going to wait and hold off and start him in regular pre-K and see how he handles it next year. So the goal is to hopefully try to get him in this year, so that way he can get somewhat regulated with the customs of the school environment and the changes and being away from the house and stuff like that. So he's doing pretty good in that aspect. We have a few more appointments to go to before they make their final decision. So that's been good. Now moving on to Bradley. He turned 6 on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, where did my little guy go? Like, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. He has been so amazing through all of this with Matt, and through everything that we've been going through the past couple of months. He's been doing really well. He has become such a strong little guy, and he's thriving in kindergarten. He does have his issues because he's off his medications right now, but hopefully he has his ADHD checkup and his 6-year checkup next week. So hopefully we can help him get back on his meds. There have been times where he's come to us and gone, when do I get my meds back? Why can't I be on my medication? It helps me focus. So that's something we're working on, especially when he comes to us, knowing that there's a difference. So he's been doing really, really good. He is growing like a weed. He is in size 8 clothes. Oh my God, stop growing. Stop. I don't do this. He's doing very great right now. He is doing a challenge where he has to read 20 books. Well, we read with him and we ask him questions about the story. 20 books a month. Usually we surpass that because he has we have the boys' little library in our bedroom, because Matt likes to tear apart the books. So we keep the books in there, and he gets to pick out a book every night, and sometimes we'll read 2 or 3 a night. On weekends, we'll read a couple more so that way he can get into the hitch of actually reading. He knows his alphabet. He's starting to learn to read and starting to learn to spell words, and the things he comes home with on a daily basis are just awesome. Let's see, I have some of his work right here. So, like, here's one of the things. It says, I spy these little words. He has to find little and do it green. Am is red and the is blue. And so he's finding them in here. And there's a few that he didn't finish that I have to finish with him. But he did most of these on his own. And then here is another one that is I. And he's working on writing his eyes, which they're not perfect, but he is doing great at it. I really am so excited that he's doing this great. He is so excited. We actually got tickets to go to the NASCAR races this weekend from a dear friend. And so this weekend we will be taking him and brother to the NASCAR races. Hopefully everything can go copacetic and okay. We have to get them some earmuffs. So, because Bradley has permanent holes in his ears from having permanent ear tubes in, they may not be permanent. We have to wait and see if they're going to close up eventually on their own. But he does it'll have a thinner membrane over his eardrum where the permanent tubes were put in because he had so many surgeries when he was younger and the tubes kept on falling out. Those ones stayed in. I think they finally fell out last year. So he's been doing good with that. Joe's doing great. He's going to school. He should be graduating early. So that'll make us really happy. He's going for welding. He's currently at class. So he's been doing really, really well in that and loves his classes. So he has been doing great. He's been working with the VA, with getting everything. We found that his neck, instead of his neck being like this, it's like this, and instead of it being straight, it goes to the right. So he's currently under treatment for that to help with that. They think all the years of the rucksacks and everything caused his spine to shift. So with me. So many of you know I had an MRI done last month, and we finally got the results back, and I go see the doctor Thursday to find out our options. I have 3 discs that are showing a lot of damage, and then I have 2 sacks of spinal fluid that are collecting in my back, which explains why I have chronic migraines. So I got to figure out what I got to do about that. I also will have surgery. About 3 years ago, we found out I had a hiatal hernia, which is a hernia where my stomach is punching through my diaphragm. And the doctor thinks that's what's been causing me to be a lot more sick lately, on top of having gastroparesis. So I get to go Friday to see the new GI doctor to find out if they're going to do surgery, how they're going to do surgery, what they want to do about it to help manage it, because it's starting to become a problem. So I'll probably post again over the weekend about the results of that, and if I have to have back surgery, and going to get a second opinion on that, because I really don't want to have another MRI done, and I'm just really, really nervous about that. So, okay, so my dad, Randy Miller, many of you know he had 2 strokes back in September. He is home now, doing great. He's getting up and about and walking around with the use of his cane. He still has some spills, but he's doing great, and we're all so happy to have him home, and he's doing therapies there, and he's been doing therapies through the VA. He has, his shin guard and stuff, and he's doing really well, and I'm really proud of him. Mom has been sick for a little over a month now. She does not feel well at all. She's been coughing up a lung, and I had to take her to the ER, and they said that she has bronchitis. So we're waiting for this to move and pass through, and Mom to feel a lot better, hopefully soon. She's been sick for, like I said, I think 5-6 weeks now. So it's not been the funnest times. I don't like seeing my mommy sick. It's not very fun. I don't like doing it. So upcoming, we have Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything else, and Matthew's rechecks with the doctors in December and in March. He has his autism evaluation in April, so that is set out a while, but you can't really do anything about that. So I don't know what else. I think I pretty much got you guys caught up, and so hopefully things can start coming around again now and be on the upside instead of down here on the low side. We maybe be going through some tough times, but we're a family, we stick together, and we love each other, and that's all that matters. So until next time, see you guys.